welcome to Sensibility, the app that allows you to track your mental health and your fitness and see how much of an impact they have on each other. The idea behind the app was there are a few apps out there that track your fitness, and there are a few apps there that track your mental health, but if you're someone like me, where one truly affects the other, there's not much of a place out there on the App Store where you can kind of combine those two data sets together. So what I've tried to do is to link as best I can fitness activity and your mood over a week, over a month, and provide a space to the user that allows them to see how they correlate to each other, and whether or not they have a correlation at all. So what we got here is just a simple login page where you would log into an account that you made on this sign up page. So this would all get sent to a database for authentication. I'm going to use a test account for this, which is linked to my Google Fit. And just before we head in there, I'll open up my Google Fit and I'll show you kind of the data sets that I'm pulling from. So I've decided to choose step data. I could choose any other data that I wanted to, but I feel that having step data would be the most accessible. So you can see here I can look in at each day and I've got my step counts. So yesterday I did this much, Sunday I did this much, and this goes back, for however long that I want to track it for. So what this app does is that it links with that API and it pulls it into a graph format. And in addition to storing the fitness data, it also stores your mood data. So the primary way that you track your mood data is this little slider down here, and it tracks it between 1 and 10. It's a fairly generic way of storing it, but it suits because it allows the user to kind of imprint their mood values on it. And it'll be relevant to them. So a bad day for one person could be a 2, but a bad day for another person could be a 5. Kind of like how people don't rate movies properly these days, but that's a tangent. So you say you're feeling 2 out of 10 today. You can save your mood, ignore the pop-up, that's just for me. And you can see today that you've tracked your mood and you're feeling 2 out of 10. Next thing you can do is see how you've been. So if you hit the refresh data button, you can see how you've been feeling for the past couple of days. So yesterday I was feeling like a 2, despite having walked 6,000 steps. And here where I walked 1,000 steps, I felt a 9. So maybe there's not a correlation, maybe there is. Maybe there's a correlation between the steps I did yesterday and how good I felt the day after. That's for kind of the user to suss out. But it gives you a good idea of kind of over the week how you've been mentally and how you've been physically. Moving on from there, you've also got your history tab. So you can not only track the last week, you can also track the last 30 days. So when you refresh the data, it pulls in that information once again from Google Fit. And again, this is your internal data storage from within your device. I have no overview of this data, and for the purposes of this app, I don't think there was a need to correlate and keep people's data. So you can again see here the values I didn't believe were too significant. So you can just see the peaks and troughs. Again, it's all relative. Your mood is relative and your steps are relative. So all you want to see is that trend data over time, and hopefully that tracks it all for you. This will always track the last 30 days. So when you start out, you won't have 30 days, but it will just be 1 bar, 2 bar, and it will grow over time. Last page is just a simple mood page. So from here, the idea was to give yourself a little prompt which you can remind yourself over a week of things to do, activities to accomplish, ways to feel. So I've just got here, remember to walk 3,000 steps a day, stay hydrated, take your medication. But say I wanted to update that information, it was perhaps something else. How about keep going with your 5K training. You're doing great. Also, remember to call mum and dad at the weekend. All right. And now I can submit that. The mood data goes into here and is stored for the week. So it will refresh at the end of the week and prompt you to put in a new one. But for the purposes of this is going to be now my mood prompt for the rest of the week. And that has been Sensibility. So hopefully the idea of the product is coming across well. Maybe there were things that you thought were good about it. Maybe there were things that you thought could be improved. I'd love to hear and know more. And yeah, thank you for watching the demo.